Good morning, friends. Today, in the subject of network analysis, we are going to learn about graph theory, the basic part of graph theory. Graph theory is also known as topology, that deals with properties of network which are unaffected when the network is stretched, twisted, or otherwise distorted in any manner the size and the shape of the network. The second point is of the graph theory, which is also known as topology, is it is not concerned with the particular types of elements appearing in the circuit. It is not at all concerned with the particular types of elements appearing in the circuit, but only with the way in which branches and nodes are connected or arranged. Let us understand what is meant by graph. A graph is of a network is something corresponding to a given network is obtained by replacing all circuit elements with lines. This is so simple. Alright, let me repeat it once again. A graph corresponding to a given network circuit is obtained or found by replacing all circuit elements with lines. There are basically in this category two types of graph we will study. One is your connected graph in which connected graph is this one is your connected graph. This is your connected graph. A connected graph in which at least one path exists between any two nodes of the graph. This is clear from the definition that between two nodes there will be a connection. There exists a line, there exists a path. If the network has a transformer as one of the elements, then the resultant graph is unconnected. Please mark this. The second B part is directed or oriented graph. A graph that has all the nodes and branches numbered and also directions are given to the branches. What is the key point of this point? Point number B has two key points, that a graph that has all the nodes and branches numbered, key point 1, and also directions, key point 2. This is very important for the definition of directed or oriented graph. Let me repeat it once again. A graph that has all the nodes and branches numbered and also directions are given to the branches. Then what is subgraph? Subgraph is actually subset of a graph. We have studied graph set theory. There is a set, there is a subset. Likewise, there is a graph, then there is subgraph. Subgraph is the part of the graph. If graph is a universal set, then subgraph will be your subset. Okay, subgraph is contained within the graph. Okay, the graph will contain subgraph. So it is written here, the subset of a graph, if the number of nodes and branches of a subgraph is less than that of the graph, obviously, then the subgraph is said to be proper. The subgraph is said to be proper. It exists. See this. Typical example is given here. Example number 1. Example number 1, in which we are going to see how actually graph look like. And if a circuit is given like this is your given circuit. See this. This is blue numbered is your node 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is node, and these nodes are connected with each other. All the nodes are connected with each other with the given elements. Please mark in the given circuit diagram or network, you have been given the position of nodes. It is clearly specified where is the node number 1, where is the node number 2, 3, 4 likewise, and it is also given the direction of the circuit. It means from where to where current is flowing in the circuit. From where to where current is flowing, it is given. See this? In this path from 1 to 2, the direction is given like this. From 1 to 3, the direction is given like this. The element is given. The element is given. See, this element is given. Okay. Now, when we draw its graph, what we do basically, first of all, we draw all the nodes given in the circuit. All the nodes. There are 4 nodes. So, we have drawn 4 nodes. Node 1, node 2, node 3 and node 4. Node 4 is your reference node. It is clearly visible here. What we are going to do, we are just connecting all the nodes with a path. That will be your graph. This circuit will be represented by its graph when all the nodes are drawn like this. This is drawn like this. See this? 1, 2, 3 or 4. It is connected. It is connected. It is connected. 1 connected, 2 connected, 3 connected. 1 is connected to 3. 1 is connected to 4 like this, and 4 is connected to 3. See this. So this is your graph. It's a circuit and its graph. Okay. Now when we incorporate in this existing graph the given directions of the current flow, this is given. The flow IC given, the flow of IR2 is given, direction is given. In the graph there is missing, direction is not given. Direction, I have not taken the direction. Now if I will incorporate or add direction into the graph, it will become directed graph. This is as simple as that. As the name itself suggests, directed. It means what? It will have direction. Direction of what? What is the direction inferred in the circuit? Direction of, obviously there is direction of current flowing. So current flowing direction is given. Look, the current Ix is flowing from node 4 to node 1 given. So I have given directions like this. From node 2 to node 4, the direction is from node to node 4. So direction is like this. In the path of between node 3 and node 4, the direction is downward IR2. So direction is downward IR2, that is from 3 to 4. In between 1 and 2, the direction is from 1 towards 2. So direction is given from 1 towards 2. In the path connecting 1 to 3, the direction is IL. See this? The direction is from 1 towards L, away from 1 and towards 3. See this? And in the path connected between node number 2 and node number 3, it is IR2 from 2 to 3. So I have put the direction here. This will make directed graph. The first step is your graph, and when you incorporate the direction into the graph, existing graph of the circuit, so it will become directed graph. It is as simple as it looks like. Nothing like a rocket science in this. Okay. See this. This is another example I have taken. The points are the maximum number of branches possible in a circuit will be equal to the number of nodes or vertices. This is important for your objective questions, examinations. And point number B, there are at least two branches in a circuit. Of course, there will be at least two branches in a circuit. We have studied in our basic introductory network analysis class also. This one is also very important. See this. This one is also having blue colored node, node 1, node 2, node 3, and the reference node 4. The reference node 4. What we are going to do? We are going to put this 1, node number 2, node number 2, node number 3, node number 3. Okay. Reference node 4, reference node 4. Okay. From node 4 to node 1, there are two branches connected. One is 5 ampere branch and one is R5 branch. Although R5 is resistance and 5A is your current source, but I am saying like so because to make it very easy to understand. Okay. So see this, it is connected like this. One for the 5 ampere current source, and the second one is for R5 branch. We'll update this graph later on in this video. From 1 to 2, there is this for R1. For connection between 2 to 3, there is R2 represented by B here, and previously it was represented by A. In between 2 and 4, there is capacitor. See this. In between 2 and 4, there is capacitor. It is represented by this E. And in between 3 and 4, there is R4, which is represented by F. So this makes your graph. And points we should keep in mind that the maximum number of branches possible in a circuit will be equal to the number of nodes or vertices. The maximum number of branches possible in a circuit will be equal to the number of nodes or vertices. There are at least two branches in a circuit. See this. From the previous diagram, this is for a circuit and its directed graph. How to draw its directed graph? We'll see it once again. The point of concern is key idea is each of the lines of the graph is indicated a reference direction by an arrow. Reference direction, it is given in the circuit of concern by an arrow. Look this. By an arrow, it is given to you by an arrow. It is given to you. And the resultant graph is called oriented graph or directed graph. What we have done, we have drawn the graph of this circuit given in the previous slide, the previous frame. Now what we are going to do this, we are just going to do this, we will just put on the given direction of the graph. By doing this, we will be able to get oriented graph or reference graph. Nothing less or nothing more. We are just adding means you have graph plus put the directions given. This is directions given. So it will become a oriented graph or directed graph, as simple as it. So we have seen What makes a graph oriented graph or directed graph? Let us move forward to understand one more example. See this? This is your node A, this is node B, this is node C, this is node B. Number of nodes, how much? Is 4. Okay. From A to B, it is connected R1 and this voltage source V1, DC voltage source. DC voltage source or the voltage source is shorted. When we draw the line or graph, it is shorted. It is short circuited. It is short circuited in the graph. You can see here, it is short circuited. From B to D, there is branch number 5 I have given here. So branch number 5 is here. 1 is okay, 5 is okay. From A to B, branch number 2. From B to C, branch number 4. Branch number 4 is okay, branch number 4. From A to C, the upper portion of this, there is branch number 3, represented by a path connected like this. It is okay. From C to D, this is branch number 6, path number 6. So it is path number 6. From C to D, the another path 7, it is your current source. Whenever current source is there, it is drawn in the graph but shown by open circuit. It is drawn in the graph but shown by the open circuit. So open circuit, it is redundant to show in the graph. So it is not shown ultimately in the graph. When it is a current source, the path number 7 there, it is, when it is converted to graph, it is shown by open circuit. So it is understood that it is shown by a open path. So ultimately in the final graph, it is actually not shown like this. This was your final graph and it was not shown. Okay, let us move towards tree. This is very important. Tree is a connected subgraph. It is subgraph having all the nodes of a graph without any loop. This is very important, without any loop. This is very important. There should not be any closed path. That is, it should have open structure, open graph. Thus, a tree is a subgraph that has the following properties. Property number 1. It must consist of all nodes of a complete graph. It should have all nodes. For a graph having n number of nodes, the tree of the given graph will have n minus 1 branches. There exists one and only one path between any pair of nodes. The tree should not have any closed path as depicted or said above with the definition. The rank of a tree is n minus 1. This is also the rank of the graph to which the tree belongs. Twigs. The branches of a tree are known as twigs. I am repeating it once again. The branches of a tree are known as twigs, links or cords. Either say links or cords. What is that? First, the branches that are removed from the graph. The branches that are removed from the graph while forming a tree are termed as links या फिर cords. Links are complement of twigs. Core tree क्या है? Core tree is the graph constituted with links is known as core tree. This is so simple. And See this. This is our given graph. This is node 1. This is node 2, node 3. This is your node 4. So tree should have all the nodes 1, 2, 3 and 4. A tree should have all the nodes 1, 2, 3 and 4. It should not have a closed path. So it is not having a closed path. Look this. The dotted lines are different and this dashed line, the bold line is a tree. The bold line is a tree like this. The bold line is tree. Note this, note this, note this. The first tree and the second tree is like this. So you are not finding any closed path. It is open from here, it is open from here. Okay, it is open from here, it is open from here. So the remaining portion of the tree that would otherwise make it a connected graph is twigs. That is, what are twigs? Twigs is A, B, D. Twigs is actually the branch of the tree and the remaining portion is your legs or core tree. The twigs of the branch of tree is A, B, B and this is D. And the remaining is C, C, E and F. E and F in this tree. And in the second tree, this is the twigs are A, this is B, this is F. This is A, B, F. And the remaining portions that would otherwise make it a complete graph, that is your C, that is your B, that is your E, that is your C, B, E. Okay, so tree is as simple as that. Links or core tree are shown by dotted portion and twigs of a tree is shown by dash. Okay, the bold line shows you the tree structure and the branches of tree is your twigs. This is all about in this video. We'll be continuing with the next topic in the next video. Thank you for watching this video and study well, stay happy. Thank you so much.